In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 ways to sell more books on Amazon. The first and probably one of the most important tips around selling books on Amazon is the importance of niche research. So what does that actually mean? It means that you don't want to just be pumping out books in whatever category. It means that you want to do some research beforehand to try and find areas that have a high demand but a lower amount of competition. Now, there are tools out there that you can use for niche research, but for people especially who are just getting going, there are ways to do it for free. And the best way to do that is to just go on Amazon.com and start searching around. And what you'll find straight away is that when you start searching for things in the search bar, Amazon will auto-fill some of the most searched keywords. So here, for example, if we start looking at colouring books for adults, it then auto-populates a few ideas. So you've got relaxation, flowers, easy large print animals, mandala landscape, spiral bound, which you can't do self-publishing on Amazon KDP. You've got Disney, which you need to stay away from, so don't publish anything that involves copyrights, and relaxation easy. But all of these will probably have a lot of competition. So say if we did relaxation flowers, you can see here from the top left-hand side that there are over 10,000 results for that search term. And just scrolling down, you can see that there are a lot of flower colouring books. So straight away, it's going to be very, very hard to break through in this niche and actually rank on that first page and outsell the other books because there's a lot of books here. So if we tweak that slightly and look for colouring books flowers, you'll see some other ideas. So scrolling down here, you've got flowers and butterflies, which seems like quite a common theme. You've got colouring books for women for flowers. You've got for kids, ages 8 to 12 and 4 to 8. So we do 8 to 12 on flowers. You can see there's over 4,000 results. So that's getting the amount of competition down by niching down. However, there's still a lot of competition here and they look like very high quality books. So I wouldn't really recommend publishing in this niche. That kind of shows you the top level start of looking around on Amazon. But then what you can do is go into the categories on Amazon. And so clicking on colouring books for kids, these are the best sellers on Amazon. So you've got a lot of copyright things like Bluey, which you won't be able to utilize. But scrolling down straight away, you've got an ABC colouring book. You've got a stress relief colouring book for kids, food and drinks colouring book, mermaid colouring book. So that straight away gives you some ideas of things that you can start considering. And what I like to do is go into the new releases because that's things that are selling that are brand new. And by going in here, you can start to find some trends. And so looking in here, you've got the dinosaur colouring book for kids, which looks pretty simple to be honest. And so if we click on that, we can find out a little bit more information. So this is made for 2 to 5 years old. And if we click inside, we can see it is using very straightforward illustrations of dinosaurs with their names. And so that is 46 pages and selling for $5.75. It's currently number 23,000 in books, which is really high. So that's selling a lot per day. And it's a very straightforward book. So it's only got 22 single-sided pages in there. So if I was interested in publishing in this niche, I would maybe create one with 30 pages and try and outperform this book at a very similar price point. So niche research can take quite a long time, but it's really important to put in that work and put in that effort because if you do, you're going to create books that have the potential to sell. If you're not doing that, you're just going to create books and waste time and waste money and probably get 0 sales. And as I mentioned, there are tools out there that you can purchase that will help with this, but you can also do things yourself by looking around on Amazon. Now you've found your niche, the second important tip is to create a high quality book cover. Now you can use services like Fiverr to get someone to create a book cover for you, or if you're writing fiction, why not head over to my Etsy shop where I sell a load of affordable and high quality pre-made book covers. But if you want to do it yourself, I've got a few things to just consider. Number 1 is the importance of a focal point. So this is what people are going to be drawn to as they're scrolling through the page. It could be really, really clear text. It could be a beautiful illustration. It could be a graphic, but you need something to stand out to capture someone's attention. After doing that, it's really important to consider the rule of thirds. And so what do I mean by that? If we go onto this page here, you can see this grid on a book cover. So this is called the rule of thirds. It's basically splitting your book cover. So you split it into 3 horizontally and vertically. The idea is if you're utilizing the space correctly, it should just look visually appealing. And so scrolling down here, you can see how some of these book covers have utilized the rule of thirds. So here you've got the big title, smack bang in the middle. The same thing here. This one here, you've got the green in the top 2/3 and the black in the bottom third. And generally, if you're creating a book, it's a great idea to have those grid lines on, just so you're kind of considering where the placement of text and the placement of images is. And that brings me on to the final important thing for Amazon specifically, and that's the importance of making sure your book cover stands out in a thumbnail view. So as we see here scrolling, the thumbnails are relatively small. So if we come on to something like this book, we can see that from a thumbnail view, the text doesn't really stand out because it's on a busy background. There's no kind of focal point. So that is an example of probably how not to do a book cover. But then scrolling down a little bit further, you've got this one, which is a great example because the title pops out and it's very clear of what you're getting. And now the reason why a book cover is so important is because that's what people see when they're scrolling through on Amazon. People actually judge your book by its cover. So if there's anything to spend a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of money on, it's making sure that your book cover is better than what already exists out there on Amazon. Now, my next tip to sell more books on Amazon is to utilize the Amazon A+ content. So if you go onto your Kindle Direct Publishing bookshelf and go through to the Amazon A+ content manager, it looks a little bit like this. So you can click Create A+ content, and then you have areas here to add modules. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to add banners, images, product descriptions, etc. And then if we scroll down on this current book as an example, you can see they've got lovely A+ content that appears here in the From the Publisher section. So why this is great is if someone clicks on your book and they're not 100% sold from the book cover or from the look inside feature, they can scroll down and see the From the Publisher content. This gives you a visual opportunity to sell your book. And I use this for every single book that I create. I think it's super important to showcase your book and try to sell it. So here you've got an example of what's inside. You've got really nice, high quality visuals from the inside of the book. And you've also got an opportunity to add more text that kind of stands out and the key selling points. Now, yes, you can include a lot of that information in the description, but here you've got a visual opportunity to sell your book. So make sure that when you're creating books, you're utilizing the Amazon A+ content. The fourth tip is to utilize Amazon ads. Now, you don't have to put aside a ton of money for Amazon ads, but when you're launching a book especially, in my opinion, it's important to utilize ads. And that's because we're trying to achieve long-term success on Amazon, not just a short-term boost. So what I mean by this is the majority of people who are shopping on Amazon will use that search bar at the top. And what we want to do is rank for those keywords that people are searching for. And the way that the Amazon algorithm tends to work is that when people search for that search term, find your book, click on it and buy it, your book will then be bumped up the organic results. So the more purchases you're getting from keywords, the higher your book should rank organically. That is generally how the Amazon algorithm works. So when you launch your book, you're not going to be anywhere near that first page. So the possibility of getting those organic search results from the beginning is almost zero. So if we search again on Amazon for coloring book flowers, you can see here in the first 4 results that these are sponsored results. So basically, by using ads, you get the opportunity to rank on that first page. So how this works is every time someone clicks on your book, you're going to be paying a fee for every click. And then the idea behind that is if someone clicks on your book and buys it, your book should then rise through the rankings until hopefully it arrives on that first page. So the more sales you get through keywords, the higher your book should rank organically on Amazon. And that's basically what we want. We want the long-term success. So if you rank for a keyword on Amazon within the first few results, and you continue to get sales there, there's every chance your book's going to stay there for a year, 2 years, 3 years. And you're going to get sales every single month without using ads after that initial launch period. And tip number 5 is just to create high quality books. In my opinion, long gone is a time on Amazon where you could just pump out books and expect to make money. And that's because you need to invest in the launch period like we just went through. You need to invest in a book cover. You need to do your niche research because there's a lot of competition nowadays. And if you're spending all of that time and that money and the effort making and creating those books, but you're making a low quality book, you're just going to be wasting your time once those reviews start coming in. Because you're going to get 1, 2, 3-star reviews, and that's going to tank your book and you would have wasted all of that time. So at the end of the day, what we want to do is we want to create a high quality book that's going to sell itself. Because if you do these 5 things on Amazon, there's every chance you're going to have a high quality book that ranks organically for a search term that basically sells itself every single month. In an ideal world, every single book would rank organically and sell itself. Unfortunately, that's not always the case. And that's why it comes back to the importance of niche research as well and trying to find those niches that have a high volume but low competition. Okay, sorry for waffling on a little bit in this video, but hopefully these 5 tips will help you to become a successful publisher on Amazon. If you've got any other tips you'd like to leave, drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you on the next one.